Hello and welcome to the May Contain Action podcast. My name is Trevor May. Welcome in. This episode is presented by the DMCA Media Network and the new podcast Forgotten Paths, hosted by Noah Downs, aka my lawyer friend. Forgotten Paths is a D&D live play podcast featuring 3 content creators and their lawyer diving into a world of TTRPG, mystery, and fantasy. Forgotten Paths. Whoa, what was that? Forgotten Paths is an amnesia campaign using the D&D 5e system. Join them as their players learn about their characters and the world they have found themselves in. Available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now. Wow. I
could listen to you read an audiobook, that would just be fun.
I would be crushing it for like 45 seconds at a time and then just lose it for 2 and then back in it again. It'd be pretty good. Amnesia. I saw it coming and I think I panicked. Oh no, there's a word that I'm going to struggle to say and it's in quotation, so it's double scary.
Outstanding. Are you gonna? I know it's been a bit. Are you gonna intro me or like, damn? Like I just.
Oh yeah, Paul's here. Hey, it was Paul. I mean, I it's so funny. In the middle, I was like doing the intros. I'm like, wait, you got to finish the thing and then intro. How long? It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since we did a pod. Like it hasn't been that long. But I'm Trevor May and I'm host number 2, and of course we have host number 1, Paul. AKA.
Hey, it's me. It's Paul. Hi,
Dude.
It's Paul, host number 1. Good to see you,
dude.
Trevor, I just feel like, with our listeners as well as with me, we decided that obviously you've changed, and that's fine.
I have changed.
You have gone full on Minecraft. You are a Minecraft content creator, streamer. That's all you care about. And honestly, I'll be with you. We're concerned.
I love it, dude.
We have some real concerns.
I'm having so much goddamn fun.
This is troubling.
Yeah, dude. I can't stop.
Tell me you're having fun getting views on YouTube videos. That's what you mean, right? You're having fun with
these are my lowest viewed. No, there's been no success. It's dying. If you really look at it, it's just falling apart. But it just takes videos to get momentum going. I remember last time I did the first Minecraft ones. I did about 15 in a row last time I did this. And by the end, it was getting some traction. But this time, not only that, I was talking to Marcel. Basically, I do work for those of you who, friend of the pod. And the TSM guys, or not TSM, sorry, TST guys, the Team Summertime. And they're just like, dude, we got to do another Minecraft server. What are we going to do? And I was like, I'm so excited. Please. I don't care what the theme is. I don't care what we're doing. It's going to be so fun. And then Marcel's like, I want to do like an RPG where there's like, because there's like mod now out where there's dungeons and they just like, you like run them like it's an MMO.
What?
And you have classes that you play. But then he's like, I go, okay, let's do that. But then let's also, this is what I'm so excited about. Kate's cousin Bryce is Fwip on YouTube. He is almost to 1 million subs. Shout out to him. If we still did the shout outs, I would shout out him today. He's blowing up, but he's probably a top 5 build, like in terms of skill and like impressiveness builder, like on YouTube.
Really?
Probably, yeah. He's really close. As he gets bigger, he's going to get invited to Hermitcraft probably eventually. Like he's going to get to that point, I think.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds
Hermitcraft's like there's 2 the huge Minecraft servers where all the huge streamers are, or the YouTubers like Carl and Dream and those guys. So there's Dream SMP, and that's like basically GTA RP except in Minecraft.
Okay.
So Carl Jacobs joined it late, and I actually watched a YouTube video where they explained about all his success with Mr. Beast stuff. But it was really interesting. Anyway, so that's the one where they RP and they have like the storylines all play out, and then over time, like there's all these like character arcs and things happening, and they build and whatever. But Hermitcraft is like the best builders in the world, and they do RPing as well. But it's like they build these insane, like these huge like castles and like huge, like they build countries basically.
Really? Dang.
And they each one picks a theme, and then what Bryce does, Flip, he does something called the Empires SMP. It's a smaller version of Hermitcraft, but basically everyone is an empire. Every builder or person has an empire.
Like Risk, okay.
Kind of, yes. And then you basically you pick where you're going to build. So you like it's just a generated world. They're gigantic. and you go find it, and you're either close or you're far away. But then there's a couple rules. Everyone has to pick like an item in the game, like a block that you build with, that is like what your empire is known for. So it gets mixed into everything. So if you picked emeralds, you put emeralds on everything. If you pick gunpowder, it's got a very steampunky, like, industrial look. And they're all so talented that the things they build and the story, and then you just play out the story, and like you can have fun. And there's projects forever. There's just content forever. Like it'll never end. And the other people, everyone else is also making YouTube videos, so you can collaborate on projects. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
So
That
they were
hurts
like,
my brain thinking about that.
well, they were like building like ambassadorship, or like consulates in each other's empires, where so they would come and build one of their little buildings inside of the other one to show that they're friends.
When you talk about like them building stuff, I feel like the only way from like how I feel about it is like if someone told me how I don't know, how a rocket works. You're like, okay, yeah, so then this is like the combustion system, and this is like the, the exit, like all that system. You're like, yeah, people like build that on Minecraft. That blows my mind. I can barely build a 4x3 house.
Yeah,
much less
like
a castle.
As soon as you're like, you have like, so Kate's getting, I don't know if you knew this, but Kate's like really leaning into interior design right now. She's gonna like pursue it and see how good she can get. Like, she's gonna try to actually make a go of it.
Damn it.
And she's been talking a lot about designing rooms, like, for a reason. Like, you come in, you're like, you want to have a feeling when you come in here, this room is for something, so let's design it in a correct way. Literally, the game of Minecraft is that exact. It's just design.
Yeah, true. It is design.
Like, what the hell do I need that thing to do?
Yeah.
What do I want it to look like? What feeling do I want to give off when people see it? They're like, oh, that's cool. What is that? So like, people are making freaking dragons and shit, or you can make just amazingly functional. Like, there's a guy named Mumbo Jumbo that like you can build machines. There's engineering and stuff with redstone. He loves to build machines that look like you can't tell that it does something, and he wants to hide all the machinery. Though he made a toilet where the water gets flushed, like replaced, even though there's like, you don't actually go to the bathroom. It's just it's like a thing he designed for his bathroom. So he has working toilets, and everyone's like, wait, how do you have a working toilet? This isn't a thing you can do. And he found a way to do it, which is super interesting. I thought that, I was like, that's really impressive. If that's what you're known for, you can probably make a go of YouTube. And
Dang,
he's very successful.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know, designing and then having these big ideas. Like, me, I'm an ideas guy. So like, I get to go just actually see it, what it looks like, if I can do it or not. So it's like a muscle I've never used. And then I realized that I have it.
I realize I have it.
Yeah, that it's actually really enjoyable. So like,
Yeah.
I can think, not only that, and this, we talked about this on our last episode. Just we were kind of like, what's a game that's gonna, like, I'm gonna wake up and I'm like, man, I cannot wait to play this for 8 hours today.
Yeah.
And I think I found it right at a good time too. I'm like, I could sink time into this.
Yeah. Dang.
I don't know. I know you actually probably haven't met any of my friends, my real life friends, my local friends.
No, you talk about them often. I'm like, oh, they sound elusive and tall. I imagine them as tall as you all the time. I don't know why.
No one's even close to as tall as I am.
Oh, okay.
Kevin, who I grew up with, his dad built all the PCs, and he's the LAN center in his house. So evidently his dad has over 10,000 hours in Minecraft, which doesn't surprise me one bit, because the guy's like doing jigsaw puzzles or putting together Legos, or he was a mechanic and built racing Mack trucks. Like, it's just, he's an engineer. Like, that's what his brain is.
Yeah.
So he was just in it. His dad and him, like, he's in his 30s. His dad's probably in his late 60s. They were in a space race with other adults, like 50 plus year olds, and they played on a mod called Creative. And there's an element, it's the same game, except they added some new, like, and the third party made a bunch of like special blocks that do special things. And one of them it's glue, and you can stick two blocks together, and if they're moving through space, they will stay stuck together, like you're soldering them together. That doesn't exist in actual life. You can do that with a couple little things, but like, it's not really. So if you're trying to move like a whole, like, you can't make a plane that flies. You can just make one that sits there. But technically, in Creative, or in this, I think it's called Creation or something. You can stick blocks together, and you can make things that fly.
That's wild.
So it's a space race. What you have to do is you have to build a ship that goes to the moon, lands by itself.
What?
That's
In
the
Minecraft?
it's one sentence and it says just do this and you win, and it was for like a cash prize, so basically there was like a 3-hour window every day where you could get on it and the server would be open and everyone could work, so you have the same amount of time to work on it
Yeah.
as a group. And so they would get on every evening or like 4 times a week, I think. It was like raiding in WoW. They get on for 3 hours,
Oh my
they work
gosh.
on their ship, and they do a bunch of planning and stuff offline on other servers to see if they could get it. They lost, but it just recently ended.
Dude.
But I'm like, dude, that sounds like so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Just like, hey, bro, I need you to glue these. Blah, I need you to get the wing going. You're like, I got it. And you're just like, over. I don't even know how. But I was like, he was explaining it to me. I'm like, dude, I don't know enough about the game to get there yet, but I will. I'll get there. Give me some time.
Yeah, you're gonna land a ship on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not that specific thing, but
Yeah,
that mod and like
Yeah.
figuring out like making a flying plane
yeah,
that literally you can fly would be
yeah. Flying plane that can
super
fly.
cool. Yeah, but it's a sandbox. So you just like any other sandbox. Just you can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's just fucking what?
But you can also just go do all the Fortnite stuff.
Just do any of the? I feel like our viewers feel like overwhelmed. I just like I feel like I get short of breath when you talk about that, like building a ship.
Yeah, that's pretty advanced. Honestly, all I would want to do is like let's go into a regular survival world and just like see if we can beat it.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
And then if you don't want to fight stuff, just
Yeah.
go farm and chill. And if you want to fight stuff, go fight stuff. You can do whatever you want. It's just like WoW, man. There's always something to do.
True.
So I think that's probably why I'm stuck in. But anyway, longest story ever. I love it.
No.
But how's your gaming going? I mean, this is what the podcast for, man. Checking in.
Yeah.
Like I know you've been playing Tarky, but I've also seen you've been trying some other games.
Yeah. I have been, but I will say so. I tried Project Zomboid.
I've heard that's a phenomenal game, like a really good game.
I want to get into it, but I know it's going to be so much work, and I'm going to need a Sherpa, like Sheriff Eli, who I've been playing with more, who is awesome, friend of the pod. Shout out to Sheriff Eli. But it is so in depth, like it's so Tarkov. All the different things, like you have to replace bandages on your character because, like, you can bleed through them, or if you use a dirty rag and you don't realize it's dirty and you wrap it on your wound, you'll get an infection, and then you need to get certain medication to like fight the infection. It's very specific, very real life, which is funny because it's like a top down. It's like a slightly
RPG looking thing, right?
Yeah, and it's slightly more refined, like pixel wise, than like a Minecraft. Basically, like it's not super detailed.
See, that sounds like the elements of Tarkov that I like, without the raging anxiety.
Well, it feels like there probably is. I had Sheriff Eli drive me around everywhere in his cop car and like shoot zombies as soon as they came up. But like finding a gun is difficult. Finding attachments for the gun is crazy. You have to find food, generators. To learn skills, you have to physically read books. You have to find the books in the world, and you have to sit there and read them. And it takes time. Like you watch the bar just slowly fill up. Loading bar.
Move or anything? You just
can't move.
You go back to your little bunker and you just sit there on your couch.
Yep. You just sit there. Like I sat in a lawn chair and I just read a book, trying to get better at something.
And there's nothing you can do during the reading part.
No. People will log off while they read sometimes and kind of help it go through. And I guess if you're like if you're on a private server or playing by yourself or something like that, you can like skip time and like have it go by, like 24 hours will pass or something like that. Kind of like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild.
Like, you go sleep and it's
go to sleep
and all the things.
Exactly. So it's super in depth and it looks awesome. I really do want to get into it more, but I would really need someone to hold my hand. But also, as of right now, which I feel kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like I'm being taken advantage of by Tarkov. Like it was so mean to me and hurt me so badly. And now I'm like, but you're like kind of fun. Like it's like ooh, like you got a haircut, and like now I'm back a little bit, and it's
can't
fun.
leave. My CDs are in Tarkov's car.
I gotta get my CDs. Wow, what a reference! Good Lord,
was that a Dane Cook? I just Dane Cook.
Yeah, that was a Dane Cook.
Damn it,
my CDs.
I can't leave him. My CDs are in his truck.
I watched that later. It was good. But yes, my CDs are in Tarkov's truck, and I got to go back and play. And I have been having fun. It's been good to play. I'm also dominating, which is helping. Like I have a 75% survival rate, so like I'm just living, which I know will probably end eventually. But as of right now,
actually, that's been mentioned many a time in the in my chat. As people are like, dude, Paul's like on a heater, man. He just doesn't die very much. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, he's doing really good. He's living most of his stream every time. I'm like, is it action packed? They're like, nah, he's living. He's not dead.
Yeah,
so he's enjoying it. I'm like,
he tends to avoid conflict. So, yeah, I'm definitely. I'll take it slow, man. I have no problem waiting out someone, which kind of increases the tension. So many times in my chat, people are like, man, I'm nervous and I'm not even playing. Like I'm just watching. Like my palms are sweating. And I'm like, imagine how I feel. And I'm like waiting for this guy and gonna snipe him or whatever. And I don't know, it's fun. It's cool. I think also, if I'm being kind of transparent too, a lot of my relative success in the past, especially over the pandemic, was very Tarkov heavy. And so I think I built up a decent amount of viewership or fan base or whatever you want to call it based on that game. And so going back to it has kind of like reignited that a little bit, which has been nice for my frail ego. So
I mean,
that has been
also good. Bank account.
Also, bank account is very nice. Yes, it does translate. So, but I don't feel trapped in it, which is good. And I have played other games like Halo Infinite. That's been a lot of fun. I played some story games, Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that. So it's good to mix it up. But Tarkov has been fun. They made a lot of cool changes, and it's like they added a whole new map. It's kind of fun.
It's fun. All right, dude. I think that I've just had a little bit of an anxiety renaissance this winter, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't really want to be anxious. Not only that, I had very few games where I was like really having fun when I was playing by myself.
Yeah.
And then now it's like I played on I have that server that's my community server, and people like, it's so funny, like, because I was so bad 3 weeks ago, like so bad, and I'm realizing how little I had any clue about anything.
In Minecraft specifically?
Yeah. So
okay.
We built our little like downtown area for the server, and then I went off and built my own little city. And the difference between those two things, I'm like, wow, like I didn't know what the hell that looks awful. Like the first thing that looks terrible, and I'm sad that this is where people load in.
Really?
But like I'm getting people are like getting in, and they're like, oh, look at that. This is pretty cool. Like people who've played a lot of Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not. Yeah. It's more of a time capsule, but it is what it is.
I'd love to go back and see when we did play Minecraft together on that server like a year ago or whatever that was. Like, I remember building those like little house. Remember, like you filled my house with sheep, and I named one of the sheep Carl, and then I had like and then Carl met like another sheep, and then they banged, and they had a bunch of sheep, baby sheep.
I love that. I love how everything bangs in this game, but it's just like they don't. They just like it's so weird. It's like
do
it when they share their vegetables and then they get it on. Like,
exactly. Oh, those sheep. They do.
And they bang because you give them wheat. You're like, what? Okay. You're like, oh my god, this food's so good. I have so much energy. What could I do to get rid of this energy?
All this gluten has really got me going. So I remember that map and building like my hut basically, and then going to see like mostly your viewers. I think a couple of mine. I want to say Nailgun comes to mind. I don't know why, but he might have done it, he might have not. And like seeing their palaces and being like, God.
And it's funny because if we went and looked now, like their palaces would have been just like pretty basic, but we were like, oh my god, you used 2 kinds of wood. I didn't even know there was 2 kinds.
No,
like, they're literally right there. There's 2 trees. They're different. Right? Wow.
The 2 trees are different.
Dude, I another thing too, like we could have 200 streamers play together. Like the whole collaboration thing.
I've always said I'm down. You get 200 together, I'm available. Like I'll play.
Okay, how about this? Marcel is working on that server. We don't know what exactly it's going to be, but we will invite you to it. You're invited.
You better.
Yeah. So
I'll have
I don't
words
know
with
how big
Marcel.
it'll be. It'll probably take a little bit of time to put together. But there's a couple
Yeah.
of there's one that's like a Pokemon one that I'm invited to too that I'll
Yeah.
probably enjoy. But I'm probably just gonna build a bunch because that's all I'm into. But
Building.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, not like Jen. I'm like Jen. Do you know how many boxes you can make and fill with stuff? Everything in the game. She liked New World a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because all
So,
the
like, I'm like,
inventory.
that not only that, but even the fighting and stuff, it's even easier. Less
Mm.
scary. You could make a
Yeah,
garden.
it's
That could be the
less
only
scary.
thing you do, and you could just pile stuff in boxes. You never have to get rid of anything. You just gotta make more boxes. She would have the biggest storage room ever. And she would but I honestly think that I might be the horrible person that ruins her streaming career because she likes it so much. That's a legitimate
Oh
that's a
yeah,
legitimate worry. Though she looks like she's really enjoying Tarkov as well.
yeah,
Also, a lot of people liking the inertia. I actually logged in
yeah,
and kind of ran around in an offline one. I was like, oh
yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah. But the thing is nice is that it affects other people too. So there's no
yeah,
more jiggle
stuff's
peeking.
slower. Yeah, stuff's slower, and you're not just getting.
Oh,
There's a lot less of you going. Ah! You know,
exactly. Yeah,
you can
yeah,
be a little more straightforward.
exactly. With inertia, there is less of the like guy just runs around the corner and is suddenly there and kills you. Like that happens less. It can happen, but it's just less, which is nice. I see that.
You feel a little bit more prepared for fights.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yes, I would like to do that. Also, I'm thinking that Jen's greatest creation in Minecraft would probably just be a warehouse, like the warehouse from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like we would just see her wheeling a cart down the middle aisle of like just a huge of just stores of things. This is where I
Piles of
keep my
crap.
radishes. This is
Yeah,
where I
like
keep my
hoarding.
leaves.
She would love, but it would be kind of like all the boxes would be organized and labeled. It's just there's a
Yes,
lot of them.
there'd be a lot of them.
And
Exactly.
also there is a system that I'm doing right now in
Oh,
my solo world by myself.
Dewey Decimal.
There's 150 items, Paul, and you can build an auto sorting system.
Oh my god.
So everything that farms everything, it automatically just puts it in my storage system. But there's 150, like it's a storage room with
Really?
150 boxes in it.
Oh my
So it's not done yet,
dude.
but it's gonna be awesome when it's done.
I want you to know I just opened up the Minecraft launcher just in case. You know, just gonna keep it there to the
Okay,
side.
so let's just stop the pod because I'm gonna be honest. When I'm done here, I'm gonna order a pizza. Kate's gone for the night,
Oh,
so I'm going to bed
the
at about 6
dream.
a.m. and then I'm gonna get up at
Oh,
9 a.m. and I'm gonna play until she gets
oh,
home.
oh, oh, the dream.
That's where we're at.
Dude.
Not only that, I just died and lost all of my diamond shit right before I got on here, and I'm
Oh,
fiending. I'm so mad, but it's probably good because we got a little bit of a
yeah,
break here to not be angry about it. But we should probably move on because I knew this
yeah.
was gonna happen.
PM is underlining the
He's like,
thing.
dude, move on to the
Move
main
on.
thing.
Sorry, he
We
told me
can
that
come
Kate
back.
was gone. And he was gonna order food and play, and I was like, oh, I just so jealous.
The best. I mean, I miss her or whatever, but
No, no. I mean, I miss her or whatever. No, she's great. She's cool.
great.
All right. So our main topic today of the pod is actually not Minecraft, believe it or not. But there is apparently a new meta on Twitch, which is getting DMCA'd for watching TV shows and movies, which I don't understand. Let's see. Big media. I'm not really sure what that is, but big media.
Mainstream medium, dude. MSM.
I love that. I love that PM put in big media. That's great. Like
big
big
pharma,
tech.
big media, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just say
it's big.
big.
The man.
Big tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patriarch.
Every time I say big something, I think of Kingpin from like Spider-Man. You know?
Specifically?
Sorry, not Spider-Man.
about the money.
Well, I guess it is Spider-Man, right? Like
Daredevil?
like I don't know, just some big old white bald dude with a suit, big media.
Oh wow, I kind of do as well, actually, now that I think about it.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently big media, big bald guy, has recently found out that Twitch has been infringing copyright for a while now and is cracking down on streamers from Pokimane to Hassan to Disguised Toast and many more. And so our question for Trevor and for myself is, should Twitch do more to protect itself by enforcing longer bans as opposed to these like slap on the wrist day, 2-day bans? And also, should big media, again, big media, be more open to allowing shows/movies to be streamed on Twitch. Trevor, what do you think? What do you think
First
about
of all, can we stop using the word ban that with a time period?
I
Ban
hate-
means
yeah.
you're gone
I
for
agree.
indefinitely. You're just
Suspension.
suspended, especially
Yeah.
when it has a timer on it. Yeah, and like honestly, the suspension thing with Twitch sometimes is kind of weak. Anyways, like they've gotten Amaranth like what 12 times now, and it's been like
God,
a week tops. So she just like laughs it off. It's like, hey guys, I'm gonna take the week off. I'm gonna go to Tahiti.
Yeah. Follow my OnlyFans though, by the way,
Follow my
so I
own
can
fans.
still make
See you
money
later. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and you know what? That's not a comment on like her content, whatever she wants to do.
No disrespect
Whatever
to
you want.
OnlyFans, whatever. I'm just saying it doesn't. We're saying it doesn't affect her.
It
does
doesn't
not
affect
bother.
you. Like it doesn't. It no longer has that consequence effect anymore when
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't.
being treated like that. And it is weird that like I know Pokimane went and did. So by the way, Twitch is losing a lot of people to YouTube recently, especially
Yeah.
people who are friends with Hassan and Toast and Pokimane.
Mhm.
Let me just put that out there. A couple of the people that just left are really good friends and also collaborators with everyone we just listed.
Yeah.
And they took they switched over for some, I mean, money mostly probably, but so some other, maybe it's a little bit of a let's see what we can get away with here, because maybe we can get out of our contracts and be able to go get a better opportunity somewhere. That doesn't
Mhm.
mean like if you infringe on it, they won't get paid their rest of their money, but maybe they don't care. Everyone's in a different time too. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I know kind of I can see, I'm seeing a trend with a group of people that happen to all know each other. So like,
Yeah.
maybe it's been discussed behind closed doors. Like maybe we should just see where let's push the lines. And and Hassan and sometimes like the things he talks about, he's political and does a lot of stuff. So he's always like kind of towing lines on all kinds of stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Like and he's I have him up sometimes. He talks openly about. He goes, yeah, guys, I know that I'm always like on the precipice of going down the ban hole like all the time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
because that's just like it's sometimes going to happen to me probably.
Yeah.
But the other ones, like especially like Toast and like they don't like Toast played Hearthstone and like what I mean. Like that's not their
Yeah.
watching movies and stuff or shows on the stream wasn't really par for the course for a long time. So it's it makes you think, but also like some of these things, like watching just The Last Airbender straight up, like you had to know.
Yeah. How do you not know? How do you not
I mean,
know?
they know. They all
No,
know.
they know.
They know
Liam,
more than we do.
you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the whole get rid of the ban term. I think it's
Mhm.
stupid to say that someone's banned and bring him back 48 hours later. I think if anything, these big time content creators are like realize this is a catapult for their stream.
Mm.
They're like, hey, I'm gonna get banned. I'll see you guys in 48 hours. You're gonna come back to my return stream, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna have like 80,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
Gotta
it's
make up
almost
for it.
that's kind of the meta aspect of it, is like I can get notoriety by getting banned, and I go trending on Twitter and oh my god, I can't believe Pokimane got banned, yada yada yada. 2 days later she's back, she's got 150,000 people watching her and she's huge now, and
There's a part of that.
that's
There's a part
and
that's a
she'll
silver
do it
lining
again in
that's
3 months.
pretty valuable. 100%.
Oh yeah.
So,
It seems like it doesn't matter. Like I don't care anymore when I hear about people getting banned because it means nothing. It doesn't
it
mean
means
anything. It doesn't like it has I mean, it doesn't not have meaning. Maybe that's the wrong word. Like it does, but not the
It's
intended
losing
one, certainly. Not the intended one of like teaching a lesson or anything like that, because they're back. Like it's fine. And to some extent I get it, like a business point of view. They're a big money maker. So I understand that. I don't know. I think that it's obviously foolish to do the movies and TV shows thing. I think because I wouldn't be willing to wager losing my entire content channel to like deletion for DMCA, which has more power than Twitch does.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
they can come and be like, you know what? Enough's enough. You didn't shut this down when you're supposed to. Remove all, like delete these from your server. Remove all of these things. That's not a game I'm willing to play.
But to be fair,
it could happen.
To be fair, that hasn't really happened yet, has it? Like
It has not.
Like
Don't
It has
like
not.
all like even with music, the whole music scare that happened 2 years ago, like no one's account has been permanently shut down
On YouTube
Or
either?
no-
Has that not happened?
I mean, YouTube,
No
you
one
just get
massive.
demonetized.
No one massive.
Mm.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's people who've been banned even on Twitch, but like none of the big people have just been like, whatever.
Yeah,
Well,
if Twitch wants to be serious with it, they would seriously be like, hey, XQC, this is your 12th time in the last 7 months. Like,
Oh,
you are
he'll
done.
never. Nothing
Like,
will ever
here's
happen.
your year
Nothing will
suspension. Go
ever
somewhere else. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously they won't do that. And so then the people below him go, oh, I'll just get away with this. Look at how big he got when he came back. Look at how
Yeah.
much money he got, like through subscriptions and donations and support. And, I'm going to do the same thing too. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And then go on Twitter and play victim.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
agree.
it's easy.
Should big media too be more allowing of shows and movies to be streamed on Twitch? I mean, allowing is not going to happen. I think that a licensing deal is going to happen because there's no money to be made in allowing it, but there's a lot of money to be made in licensing it. I say that as a person who knows almost nothing about business. So,
but you're right. There are businesses just don't do things unless there's a very clear. They're going to make money in the back end. That path still needs to be pretty clear and almost guaranteed. Like it's got to be profitable. And putting out content that they spent millions and millions of dollars to make for like promotional, like unless you're doing a promo thing where you're like you're going to watch it one day. Like there's a 2-hour window, or you know what I mean? Like, or there's these 3 big streamers and there's a 6-hour window, and you'd be able to catch the movie at some point in those 6 hours for free, but you have to watch it with them and you have to do it then. And that could get a lot of notoriety for the movie, for a lot of basically people saying, if you're really confident in it, people saying that was awesome. That was a really cool thing. I really liked that.
Yeah.
And
the NFL does that.
Yeah, like the NFL.
Yeah.
Because they don't make money on the front end, but they don't do it that much either because they know that. But they're really trying. They're probably just scoping to see how viewership fluctuates and how like eyeballs. Like how does this function eyeballs wise? Would people watch football regularly on Twitch? Is this an option?
I really would like to know if they haven't already released some sort of numbers or comparison to, I think it was Monday Night Football, where they had Peyton and Eli on there, basically just talking heads, basically Twitch on cable television.
Yeah,
of them just having a guest on every now and then and just like shooting the shit, talking about the game while the game's going on in the background, as opposed to like the next channel over, which is your typical, 2 announcers and play-by-play and all that kind of stuff. So I think it must have gone well enough on Twitch for them to be like, okay, this did really well with Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman. What if we got Peyton and Eli to do the same thing to a much larger audience? And I remember tuning to it and being like, this is dumb, I don't like this, and immediately leaving. But apparently I brought it to my chat and they were like, we love it. I love Peyton and Eli just talking shit about all the people that show up on the field and telling inside stories and all that kind of stuff. I think it's working. The NFL is leading the way on that.
I think so too. Yeah, I agree.
It is. The NBA is kind of doing it. They're kind of picking it up, which is surprising how long they're taking. The NFL is killing it.
Remember when the NBA, like I think it was like 18 months ago, their first thing they did was just put live scores on. It was just a scoreboard.
It's a scoreboard.
Like, no one wants to see that, dude. But they were probably going off some information that like it's a side monitor thing. People don't watch intently. They have it on their side monitor and putting up a score. That's cool. You can also just bring up ESPN and have all the scores.
Exactly.
Why the hell would you? And then they started to bring on people to sit there and talk, and the game's still not playing, but they were talking about the game live. So they're doing a watch party. And now there's more like there's games on every once in a while, which it's good. That means they're leaning into it. Baseball, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing. There won't be anything. Don't hold your breath. We are currently fighting over a bunch of other dumb shit. So
yeah. Oh my god.
I know all you guys are baseball fans.
all of our listeners are baseball fans. I remember doing, I think PM, you might remember this too. I did a sponsored stream and I don't remember the game because I never actually ended up watching it. They were like, all right, we want you to play, a game or whatever, but then every hour or so tune into our Twitch stream and watch quote unquote the game. And I was like, yeah, cool. Like I can do that. So I played the game.
Was it Fortnite that you were playing?
I think I was playing Fortnite. I was.
Yeah, it was with me, right?
Yes.
It was the NFL draft.
It was the NFL draft.
It was the draft.
Bro, that was a shit show, but it was amazing to watch. That thing went up in flames so fast. I'm watching the stream. The chat is just dicks. It's just all dick emojis, just all the whole way up.
No moderation.
Like, zero moderation. Just dicks the whole way. And then you had this like one woman who was on there who was doing like, the hosting, and then they just kept bringing in more talking heads, and then she's just like in the middle of this gigantic Brady bunch. Everyone's yelling at each other. It's like freaking Tom Brady and I don't even know who else was in there. Shannon Sharp was there.
I'm gonna pull it up here. There was one person in there.
Kanye West showed up.
It was Kevin Hart and Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders and Kevin Hart and Deion Sanders were just talking shit the entire time, and she in the corner is just visibly like, "Why the hell am I here?" And they bring in Young Thug, they bring in Nick Merckx, they bring in Shannon Brown, they bring in Antonio Brown. No, Shannon Sharp, Antonio Brown, Nick Merckx, Young Thug. Dude, it's just a revolving cast of who the fuck this is.
I sat next to Young Thug on a plane once. Anyway, continue.
No, it's Kay Adams.
She's very tall.
She's just sitting there. She's just like, what? She like checked her phone like maybe 30 times. She was just like, what is happening? And then meanwhile, the chat is just flooded with like XQC penis like copy pastas. And like, Hamlin's things just left and right. It was ridiculous.
Dude, and a bunch of rumors got started because Brady was talking to like Wes Welker, and they're like, Wes, come back, come out of retirement, Wes. And Wes was like, maybe. And then like ESPN was like, oh shit. And then ESPN was like, oh my gosh, Wes Welker considers coming out of retirement, play with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. And then like another big thing happened, like oh god, I can't remember. They like leaked stuff. This was the most amazing.
It was bad.
I couldn't pull away. It was a crazy train wreck. I didn't care at all about Fortnite. I just wanted to watch the draft, and these guys just talk shit.
It started with Kevin.
And then
just
Deion,
rolled,
and I was
just like, Young Thug. Then Shannon Sharp appeared, and then Michael Strahan, and then Antonio Brown, and then
watching Nick,
dude, everyone's just following again, and you're like, bro, who is next?
Bro, Nick Merckx came on, and I love Nick. He came on, and he couldn't get a word in edgewise. He was just like, just sitting there.
What?
Bet. Well, Kevin Hart and Tom Brady are yelling at each other, and he's like, I should not be in this group. I don't belong here. This is above.
They had Ray Flair. Oh my goodness.
For Nick Merckx not to get a word in edgewise too. Like,
not a word,
dude. Like, think about that. Sounds like a lot of strong personalities in one place, right there.
I can't. I wish I could pull the VOD up, dude.
Oh, I have it here. I can DM it to you here.
It was like, you do? You have it?
Yeah, I have it here.
If you can't chat, yeah. To our listeners, if you can find this VOD, you will not regret it. If you have never seen this before, it is glorious. Kevin Hart just roasts everybody that comes in.
Mark
off
Wahlberg.
The dome. Mark Wahlberg was there.
What are we doing?
Dude, bro, there was like people in the background, like on Mark Wahlberg's bed and shit. Like while he's like talking, like, who is that? Who's behind you?
Trevor,
like, don't worry about them.
We sent you the video. If you look at your Discord, just look at Kay Adams in the corner the entire time. If you skim through, she's just like, oh my god, I should not be here.
Yeah, I will watch this video probably after the podcast. Is that all right?
That's right.
You guys are really excited.
All right.
I'm sorry. Big media. I generally I do remember. I think I remember like that being all over, like clips of that being all over Instagram for a while.
It was wild.
So and Twitter and TikTok. So that's probably why I remember it. But dude,
yeah.
Anyway, I don't even know where we. To wrap that story up. Yes, longer bans. They should ban people a little bit longer and make it hurt a little bit more.
They should
be more consequences. But that said, companies should open up. I think that there is a really, really unique opportunity, and obviously it's being taken advantage of in a lot of ways and been doing it for a long time now. But really great opportunity to get people who are not in their endemic industry, like to go like that are fans of something else and go be a part of a broadcast for that. But like streamers, for example, are broadcasters professionally too. So like they're good in those situations. They're good at not saying stupid stuff live.
Yeah.
So like
train themselves.
Yeah, so like if they're like Nick Merckx loving football and Tim loving football, and then football teams like NFL really utilizing them, it's really smart because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, from the surface level stuff, sure, they have large followings and you can convert people into football fans, but like just crossing those content streams together is always
Yeah.
a good idea. And like maybe though they're not, how do people who talk about sports get their jobs? They're usually journalists anyways. They didn't play it, they just wrote about it a lot. So their
Mm.
general like beat writers for teams are usually just people who have watched a lot of that sport and know a lot about it, but they
Yeah.
don't have any degree. You know what I mean? Like, so
There's
that's,
knowledgeable.
yeah, they're knowledgeable about the game, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of those people that aren't kind of gatekept and not given an opportunity. Actually, I'm kind of getting into a little bit of a side point here,
Ooh.
because my own version of that, and I know I talked about it last episode, but
Oh yeah.
of with the Trevor May show, I would love to start to bring in people who've built brands around the game of baseball and
Mm-hmm.
sport on YouTube, and like they do a lot of with the show and talking about stuff, but they also do like highlights of the as good as they can and commentary and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those people aren't given opportunities to go on MLB Network and talk about it, even though they have huge followings that are
You're right.
younger in other places. They're just like people, they don't even know about them. Like the people at the desk, they have no clue who these people are. And I would love to start bringing in their perspectives. Like, why are you such a big baseball fan? Why do you like baseball now? Like, you're young and you love baseball and you do everything
Why?
about baseball.
Why
Like,
would you like it?
what's so appealing right now? Because everyone says how young people hate the game and no one watches it. Why are you into it? And like, and
Yeah.
also like, give us what's your opinion on these moves and this stuff? Because you're the future of people talking about baseball. 70-year-old people are gonna die at some point, and we won't be able to rely on their baseball
Damn.
expertise anymore. And there will need to be
Morbid.
younger people that are continue. That's how this thing works. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we don't have, like, there's been no one new on a desk anywhere or doing anything in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That revolves around this game.
To that, I think a big change for MLB, right, was pretty recent. Was it not the White Sox? First female manager?
Manager, yes.
Manager or GM?
She is, so there's first female GM is actually the Marlins, and she took over last year. And then the first female manager, she thinks she's going to be the AA manager. Which means, if you're a minor league manager, you're usually like getting groomed for some sort of big league job, whether that's a bench coach or whatever. Like, but you don't manage in the big leagues. That's not quite true anymore. Unless you've managed a little bit in the minors.
Oh, okay.
But there's been some people
almost like players in a way.
Yeah, like because it's a skill. Like, you got to be able to. It's not just like you fill out the lineup card and that's it. Like, it's so weird. Managers are like, they're kind of they're like half a toe if in the front office, like the executive level a little bit.
Yeah,
they're the direct conduit between the product, the grunts on the floor and the people upstairs. And so that's not easy. That's really hard.
What farm team is she a part of?
Where would that be? Birmingham?
Oh, wow.
That's where Michael Jordan played. So you know.
Oh, snap.
I don't think it's Birmingham anymore. Actually, I think the White Sox have moved. I think they are in the Southern League though. They're one of those teams.
Wow.
Remember there was that wave of minor league name changes, like the Chattanooga Trash Pandas and
yeah.
Trash Pandas.
That's right.
There's a team called the Trash Pandas.
They don't care at all in the minor leagues. They don't give a shit.
They really don't. Well, they got to get people to come, and it's more like it's like going to the circus.
No, that's very true. That's very.
In reality, going to a major league game is also like going to the circus, just more expensive. So
way more expensive. But you're right. I think being a manager does seem like a very difficult job. I am very much looking forward to seeing her like get in the ump's face, just go out. I don't know. I want to see that. That sounds so cool to me. Just seeing the dynamic of how that's going to work out, how she's going to interact with the umpires and the players, and just that dynamic. Like, I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be amazing, and I want to see more of that. That's going to be so freaking cool.
Absolutely.
So I hope they broadcast more of her games, just like she's the star. Like, oh hey, like we have this manager. I don't even know her name. This manager here, and she's like the star of this game. The players or whatever, but the manager's nuts.
I
she's
think it's
cracked.
awesome, and baseballs again. We're super like. There's just gonna be that group that's like, what does she know about it? And like, what do you know about
Like whatever. Yeah.
like having had played the game for a long time is not it's only part of it
Mm-hmm.
and it is helpful, and also knowing it's helpful to know like where if you're managing but you played for a long time you also know where players are coming from, like
Mm.
having that experience is really
Yeah.
valuable. It is, it's not,
Yeah.
you don't have to have it per se because you could just be an empathetic person that just like
Yeah.
cares about people anyways, and then so it doesn't, but like being like, oh, like tonight sucks for travel and you guys are all tired, like, and you remember what it was like, you're like, ah, no, we're going in at 4 tomorrow, guys. F it. Like you're more likely to do that when it's experience that you remember having. But other than that, like I love it because people are coming straight out of Harvard and they have statistics degrees and then they're becoming GMs. Like you get an opportunity to do something, and in the end of the day, we're just entertainers, and it doesn't really matter
True.
whether you played or not. It doesn't. Like
It doesn't really matter.
we put no food on no one's table except for our own, and we don't build shelter, and we don't do anything that is like a necessity of life. We do something to entertain you, and at the end of the day, that is what it is, and you just gotta like, so
Yeah.
like it yeah, maybe it gets a little bit less romantic, but you're also like, who gives a shit about Barry Bonds and doing steroids, man? He was the greatest player of all time. Just put him in the Hall of Fame. Who cares? Like, you can be angry about it, you can be not angry about it. The Hall of Fame's a popular contest anyways. It's 30 people voting on it, so like, it's not a real thing. It's not
Yeah,
like
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
it's just
People attach
fun.
a lot of personal feelings and emotions and all that to that
Achievement, and
stuff.
it's nice, and it's really cool. But other
Yeah.
than that, it's
Yeah.
not like, yeah. It's everything's just it's just chill. Like let's not get so angry about it.
It
Mhm.
reminds me of the interview with Ken Griffey Jr. I heard that when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, he was like, "Yeah, I just went home and did dishes that night."
Yeah.
And then it kind of
Yeah.
makes you put it in perspective. He's like, "Yeah, I went home and my wife was like, did you do the dishes?" And he's like, "No." And she was like, "We'll do them." And he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay,
I
well,
still have to do
back to
normal stuff.
life."
I'm not God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's funny too, because like in reality, like in terms of like real stuff, being in the Hall of Fame, you get like it's an income stream. So like you're now worth a certain amount of money to go do appearances and stuff. Like being a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer versus not, like literally
Testosterone pills.
there's like
Yeah.
a straight across the board, like linear, like this is how much money you're probably going to make a year, give or take, just by being in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So that's awesome. And just being, and it gives you prestige, and especially if you're around the game all the time,
Mhm.
if you're a commentator or something, it's just like, and a Hall of Famer, it's just like, oh, now everything you say is right. So like, it
Yeah.
just gives you more credibility. But in reality, like, there's nothing else really happens. You're still the same. Everything's the same. You might actually have more obligations. So I'm like,
Really?
yeah, like you have to go every year now when everyone else gets inducted. Basically,
Oh, really?
kind of like you don't have to. You could like, but like it's not
You
like the
should
first
go.
couple. You go to the first few, and then you kind of like after you're like 5 years out, you're kind of just like, I'm gonna skip
Yeah, my
every
back
third
hurts. I'm
year or
not gonna go.
something. You know what I mean? Like the older you get, the more excuses you can make. But like you're expected to. Like it's a fraternity of people. So like you're
Ah,
wearing a jacket. You're in the club. But other than
exactly.
that, and this is coming from a person who's never had any illusions that it's even a real thing, no matter how much Paul jokes about it when he introduced me in the podcast. So it's not something I ever thought would happen, and I'm not really worried about getting anywhere near there because it's just too much work. So,
It's just too much
but
work.
I think it's pretty cool for the people who've done it.
Trevor, do you want me to stop saying future Hall of Famer Trevor?
No, keep doing it. It makes me feel good and makes me continue wanting to be a baseball player. But wow, we just crushed what Minecraft, and
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
Hart and Deion Sanders yelling at each other,
And bands.
really quickly. But I love this last little part we should do before we leave: the personal
Okay.
content goals for 2022.
Oh,
Because
boy.
it is the new year. Happy New Year, everybody! By the way, we have not said that. It is the 13th
Happy New Year.
in this recording, but Happy New Year. I'm going to be honest. I went dark for longer than usual. I haven't tweeted much.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Minecraft a lot. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to post a video, have
Mhm.
7 comments, and 4 of them are just like, dude, stop playing this game and go work on your slider. Like, it's just, I'm over it.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
over
yeah.
you. I'm over you. Even if it's just like harmless and little and just not even really that big of a deal, I'm just not going to deal with it anymore. So I've just kind of like stayed off social media, not really on purpose
Mhm.
per se, just like have lost interest in checking it.
I've gone through that. 100% gone through that. I
And
feel
it's
that.
nice. It's a little bit nice.
It's nice. I only feel a
there-
little bad when like my friends are like talking in or and around about me. It's like they're at a party and they're talking, they're like referencing me, and I just like keep ignoring the circle. I just
uh,
like see them, and I'm like, nah.
see now that I need to.
That makes me a little sad.
I think that I want to adjust my brain a little bit and maybe go back into the communicating with people setting, like trying to get collaborating and like do fun shit because
Yeah.
I mean that's what the point of streaming and playing video games is really. People are really having fun and I want to have fun with them. But other than that, like I'm just like unless I have something to tell someone that's I'm not just like, hey guys, what's up? I'm not doing that anymore. Don't care.
Yeah.
I'm really not posting about my videos anymore either. I'm kind of just want to ride the algorithm.
Ooh.
But Paul, I would love for you to be able to go through your personal. What are some personal content goals you got for 2022? They don't have to be specific. You could just be like,
Yeah. I don't think I have specific ones in particular because I've just been so wrapped up in getting ready for this baby. Due in May.
You're gonna have
I'm gonna have a baby. So I've been my content goal is to be a competent, good father. So that's been my main concern. But I do also have some relative work ones as well. I do want to see. I'm kind of doing an experiment more or less of how Tarkov goes. If I do pour more time into it, will I really see that much of a return? Is that worth it? That type of a thing. Also, do I want to invest more into specific content creation or focus more on different aspects of the career genre, i.e. hosting, whatever else. So kind of weighing those things and seeing what opportunities come my way. I also did a voice acting thing.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was fun.
That's cool, man.
It was fun and terrifying at the same time. Very glad I didn't even have my camera on. I was like, is it cool if I sorry, I don't have my camera? They're like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like, thank God. Because if they had like see me emoting while doing these voice lines, I don't know if I could have done it. But it was nerve-wracking, but a ton of fun. I did it for a podcast. It'll be on iHeartRadio in like probably a couple months. It's like very much like a kind of like a Game of Thrones and like an alternate universe type of deal. It's pretty cool.
Are you like narrating?
I'm not narrating. I play. Yeah, I guess I'll be. They didn't NDA me, but I'll try to be as general as possible. But I play like a crazed blacksmith is what I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, that's perfect for you. Yeah. I would totally say you're a crazy blacksmith.
Like
that's really cool, man. That's awesome.
It was fun. It was very cool getting into character and doing that. So anyway, so things like that, I kind of want to broaden my horizons too. But I really do like hanging out with the community, still streaming. Also, me and Jen have done community night movies. That has been a blast, and I've got nothing but positive feedback about it. So
yeah, because people just want to hang out.
We just want to hang out. It's great.
That's dude. That's awesome. Hey, I think that you should like, dude. I genuinely believe this. All the hosting and the voice acting and all that kind of stuff, like the kind of just like being live adjacent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like being live is kind of like just one element, right?
Yeah.
And you have a real talent for all those things. Like you could be really good at them.
Thanks so much.
I think that you should really as if you're enjoying yourself. And I think that just like, we've talked a lot about the things that you like and the things that like you think your strengths are. And when people are like, hey, here's kind of like a script and here's your path that you're following, but you can make it yours. I just feel like that's a freaking oop for you.
Oh, that would be a ton of fun. You're freaking right. I did a little bit of that today. Very quick side story. I went to get my haircut, and my buddy's daughter was there, like hanging out. He owns the barbershop. He was like, she's got to do a video, and she's got to like, talk about the Spanish-American War and hit all these different points. And he was like, can you help her do it? And I was like, I mean, I guess, sure. And so we ended up just having a conversation back and forth where she would like say a fact. And I was like, what about that? And we'd like kind of had it back and forth, like a little mini video impromptu. And it was a blast. And I was like, that was fun. I don't know why that was fun. It was weird. It was like a sixth grade history project video, but I was like, this is a ton of fun. I can riff off of this. I was like, why were those ships docked in Cuba? Like, oh, I don't know, just random stuff. It was anyway. It was a kind of a tangent
to me, Paul. Like, literally, like that's what you would probably really enjoy playing an actual D&D.
It's true. I have played it and I do very much enjoy it. It is a ton of fun.
No, I really need to do that too. If it wasn't such a time thing,
It is
honestly
a time
though,
suck.
if you get a good DM, then you're good. Like
Yes.
say, hey, these are the things you'll need for this session. You're like, oh, cool. And then that's pretty much it. They do all the
Exactly.
organization. So, but
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
that's
It's
awesome, bro. That
Thank you, man. And speaking of
great.
D&D, of course, we have Noah's new pod as well
Yes.
that we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. Very exciting. So check that out as well on the MCA network. But thanks, man. And I will say to you as well, because I feel like I have not talked to you in a while since the last podcast, roughly. I am saddened that we do not play as much together, but I am happy that you enjoy playing Minecraft. That is good, because you were sad, Trevor, playing Tarkov. You were not happy, Trevor, for a while.
I mean,
there.
I haven't really played it that hardcore since not even last wipe. It was like at the very beginning of last wipe, and that's the last time. And not that the game was. I was like, screw this. It was just like baseball happened, and then I just was like, I don't really want to go back.
Yeah. 100%.
And to be honest, this is kind of checking the boxes for me now. And on top of that, it's very much pick up and put down. Like,
yeah.
And it's very, very much record off stream, which I'm learning that. That's my big content goal for this year.
Oh, that's a skill. Yeah.
Is dude, the formatting here and like the tools you can use. There's something called replay mod where you can make the montages, and you just like map how the camera pans around, and then you can slow it, speed up the time lapse. So you can create really cool time lapses
within the game.
Yeah, so there's a mod you get, and it's really easy, and it's a little like you just record every single. I record literally every single session I play, and you hit a little key, and it puts a little mark on the timeline there, so you can go to it immediately, and then you can either be you, or you can go out and be third person and follow you, or you could just like you can literally make it as fast, slow as you want. It's really simple, but it's super content wise, man. Like people were doing this really cool thing where they're building something, but in the middle of their build, like they got like a mob came to attack them. So like it's a time lapse, and they're flying around. They're like, yeah, and then a wither came, and I killed, and then they slow mode it. It went into slow mo, and they got like their slow motion flying through the air to hit it, and they hit it and killed it, and then it goes right back into their build again. I was like, dude, that was awesome. And then they voice overed it and put like some music in. And so it was like super cool, and it's not hard to do. And I figured out how to do it the other day. So I was like, dude, like
unlimited creativity in that game.
Exactly. It's just you can do whatever you want. And it's built for TikTok too. Like builds, you go build something. People aren't going to turn that off. They want to see what it looks like. Make them watch again. It's literally like made for that. So
that's true.
I've started following. I made a TikTok Minecraft. I'm just like figuring out the algorithm. So I made a Minecraft everything. A Maycrafter. So if you want to look it up on anything,
Maycraft.
I just made it. I just made accounts for everything because I don't care about them growing per se. They're more of like a historical record of how I got better at the game.
Historical record.
Yeah, like I've been tweeting like, oh, I'm working on that project. It's coming along good, and then put a screenshot up to like 12 people. But I'm like, people are figuring out that it's me, and it's getting a little bit of connection. But I don't need. I haven't tweeted about it. I don't care. I want something to go post on because I feel like I need to, and I'm not really worried about crazy engagement yet. And just see what happens. So one number goal I have this year is 100,000 subs on the I'm Trevor May channel.
Yes. Yeah.
And by the end of the year, 100,000 on both on the gaming channel too.
Ooh.
So if I can do that, that would mean that we figured some stuff out. But Marcos, my editor, and I have probably 7 or 8 videos of recording done. We've only released 2 because we're figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
But we're getting rolling a little bit. Things are going to start coming out and quickly, and I'm going to get better, and things are actually going to be impressive and cool looking and like fun.
Not like I'm learning Minecraft.
Exactly. I didn't know how much I was learning because I had 50 to 100 hours in the game already. But this is one of those games that's the 5,000 hour. You're now good situation, and I'm not in a hurry, but like I'm kind of in a hurry. So but I can't put it down. Like it's like a good book where you're like, dude, I cannot. I'm forgetting to eat.
Damn.
Because I'm like, oh, I just want to get this one project done. And then when I get it done, I'm like, oh, now I can do that other thing that I was doing this for. And then I start that, and then it's 4 a.m.
Oh my god!
Remember when you were fish feasting for friggin'?
Oh.
Exactly.
So many fish feasts.
How many do we need? We need what? We need 80 of them because we die a lot. Got you.
Got it. Easy. I'm gonna go fish
for 4 hours.
God, that was amazing. And now Kate's gone tonight. Oh,
yeah. It's not good.
It's gonna be good.
the other night, it was like midnight. She actually hung out up here. She was playing Animal Crossing, and I on the beanbag, and I was playing
Nice.
Minecraft. And she goes, "Hey, I'm gonna go to bed." It was midnight. She goes, "No rush. You don't have, like you don't have to come to bed right now. Just like come down a little bit." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Came down at 4 a.m. Had no clue, no idea. I looked over. It was 3:45.
What?
I was like, "Fuck."
Dude, ADHD is a hell of a thing, man. That's wild.
My meds were gone at that point. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Dialed in.
it's not a great game for ADD, but also the people who are really good, you can tell everyone's got it.
They're special.
Yeah, everyone's got it. So. But yeah, going for the 100,000 things, and I'm really just trying to
awesome goals.
learn how to do this game because it's a very specific community too. It's very community based. One of the best things, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, one of the best things that I see every person who play this game do, especially when they live stream, is they include their chat in their community in some way, somehow. They create like a museum in their build somewhere where people like they're around long enough where they spend channel points and they get like a little statue and their name put on it and all that kind of stuff. And in this update, we have something called axolotls, the little like salamanders that like go in water and stuff, but they're like kind of big in the game and they like swim around real fast. They're like the new mob in the game, and you can put them in a bucket. That's how you catch them in a bucket. And then when you can name everything with an anvil in the game, like basically anything. You can just give it a name. If you give the bucket a name, when you throw the axolotl out into water, he has the name now, or they have the name.
Oh,
so I'm gonna get a new one. And what I've made is in that storeroom I told you about. The whole floor is like going to be an aquarium, the whole thing. So they're just going to be going underneath.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
But we'll just add a new one every time, and then chat will vote on the name. So we'll just name a new one every single time we play.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. And then I want to put like a museum in there too, where people can be like, you've been in this many streams, or you've commented on this many straight YouTube videos or whatever. So you're going to go into like
a Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And then you like play on that same server for hours and hours, and you just see how it develops.
Damn.
And then people feel invested. But it's it's very much like a side monitor game. Like every single person, like all my viewership has been the same, man. It's been mid 100, around 200 viewers, and no one speaks because everyone's playing.
Everyone's in the game.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
There was like everyone there, and I'm like, I go, what's everyone doing? And then there'll be like 12 people who are like, oh, I'm building my house. Oh, I'm building this auto farm. Oh, I'm farming for front diamonds. Oh, like everybody.
Wow. That is kind of cool. I do like that. That is fun. You're like, damn, chat is not moving. Oh, everyone's playing with me. Oh, okay.
It doesn't. The only thing it moves for is like the Dream SMP, those guys. It moves like XQC. But
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
My gosh.
It's really relaxing. It's fun. I'm really excited to see what I can do with it.
Yeah. I'm really happy you found that, because that does sound cool. You're getting me jacked up about it. Can I imagine our listeners?
Dude, just give me some time, and I think I'm going to put together something like a project that I would like to bring you and like see if you guys would be interested in it. Maybe the Tarkov. We finish off that Tarkov mod we were working on, and you guys can test it with me. Now that I'm kind of doing this full time,
sick,
because it was pretty cool as far as it got. It was pretty cool. Unfortunately, the guy had to back out, but I could build a really cool. Like we could go in and we could build the map.
That would be sick too. Yeah. Then you get the crossover. We talked about this. We've talked about this.
We've talked about it. We'll do it anyway.
All right.
So that's my
personal goals.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good year. Better than last year. Please God.
Please God. Yeah, 2021. The better of the past 2 years is basically what that is. Congratulations, 2021. Yeah. Well, PM is really sweating over here, just dying for us to wrap up this episode. So if you wanted to go longer, yell at PM. Tweet at him at @maycontainpod on Twitter. Be like, PM, shut up. Actually, don't say that to PM.
Just be like, PM, why was it so short?
Why? I want 2 hours. Damn it. All right, chat.
Bedroom every night.
Nice.
2 hours. Nice. Damn. B Diddy over here. This has been the Make It in Action podcast. You can listen to the full episode on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, and watch the show on YouTube. And speaking of Spotify, you are actually now able to rate our show on Spotify. So please give us 5 stars on both Apple and Spotify. If you enjoyed this episode, if you leave a review, tell us what you think of it. Tell us what you think of these bands, and if you think bands are actually worthwhile or not. Let us know. It will help other people like you find the podcast, and you'll have an even bigger community to talk to. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. So thank you for listening / watching. We will see you in the next episode, which we promise is going to happen sooner than the last one.
We're back.